Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watches. Also for the people who find themselves here on this reading, resonating without any Piscean anything. Okay, so let's get started. I went in his closet and I stole this. I stole it. So let me just drink this really quick. We have a family rule. If I can physically hold it, it's mine. That's the family rule. Not with my children and husband, but with my siblings. If you leave it out and I can access it, it's mine. Granted, I went in his closet. It's fine. Anyways, yeah, I was asking the collective energies what this reading was going to be about, and I kept drawing a blank, just like blank. Just a total blank. I'm kind of like, usually there's a very clear message, like divinity wants to say something and we get an idea. I'm wondering if the slate is being cleansed, I actually washed my face is what it is. I hadn't washed my face in like a few days. I'm thrashed, you guys. You have no idea what's going on under this beanie. It's fine. It's fine. I have other more important things to do. Oh, this is intense. This is definitely intense. Ooh. I think this is going to be one of those hard-hitting messages. So, just kind of be ready. 88% at 818. This is going to be a profound message. It's been profound energies for the past few days. Yesterday I was on a phone call, and it was actually late last night, and it was a very profound phone call. Very, very profound phone call. Very. Things happen in life that really help you to realize your grace, your level of grace. It really helps you to realize all the things you need to realize so that you can understand yourself. Oh, I like it. I'll take that. That's right. I'll take that. Definitely. And sometimes before you can get to the good parts, it can really send you through the ringer. Really, really send you through the ringer, cause you to struggle so much. Remember, these are choices you've made, choices that eventually come back. The choices that you made maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, it eventually comes back to you. I think I'm missing some cards. The hell are my cards? Hey, baby. Could you please go in the room your brother's in and see if mommy has some decks of cards in there? Thank you. Yeah, I'm missing a few. All right. One more shuffle. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see where this message is taking us. All right. Okay. All right. Card number 1. Make peace with your past. There's something from the past that really continues to come forward in your life. This something can come forward in so many different ways. Okay? It can. Thank you for trying. That's my child who will help you, but he won't see anything. Thank him for trying. So, like I said, this goes back to decisions you've made in the past. Sometimes those decisions or lack thereof will come back as a new circumstance where you're just constantly repeating the same cycles of self-sabotage, self-punishment, self-loathing, all of these really hurtful, very, very negative things that we say and do to ourselves. Eventually that comes back. Okay, it comes back because you need to learn to choose your health, to choose your safety, to choose your growth. So these things will continue to circle round and round and round, coming back, coming back. It's not a person. Sorry to burst bubbles. It's not a person. This is not a reading regarding some, fantasy love coming back to sweep you off your feet. This is about you finding your feet, standing up, and starting to walk on your journey. Oftentimes, when people begin their spiritual journeys, there's this like misconception that something's just going to come and save you. You're just going to know everything, like some meditation, and then all the truths of creation. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's a process of learning. It really, really is. It's an entire process of learning. And you won't learn so long as you continue to avoid the past. Okay? Card number 38, ambition. It's good to have ambition, but what is your focus on? What are you trying to achieve? Because ambition ties into what you try and achieve. So what is it you're trying to achieve? 85% at 823, 1313, 448. This is a message of reunification. What are you reunifying? So I'm being given an analogy right now. Sometimes we break apart, and instead of actually fixing it, we use tape, we use Velcro, and what ends up happening is that works for a short while. Okay, it works for a little bit, but eventually the heat of your truth will loosen that adhesive. The tape will fail. The Velcro will fail, and you're left with the same problem. Probably more pronounced at this point because you've left it for so long. Now, if you had taken the time to properly reunify those parts that you thought broke off, I'd say that would last a lot longer. It would be something that would be more productive long term, possibly even permanently solving whatever the problem was. So you have to make sure that you actually solve whatever it is that's wrong. Not just ignore it, not just avoid it. Pisceans are very, very good at all sorts of different types of avoidance. We are, though. We are. Let's be honest. We are so good at avoidance. We avoid confrontation. We avoid speaking truth. We avoid hurting people's feelings. We avoid ourselves. We're just so good at it. But just because you're good at something doesn't mean you should do it. Sometimes you should. Sometimes you shouldn't. And you need to begin learning how to discern which time is what. So as you do that, we're going to enter 6 of winter energy. Positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. And I'm wondering if you're going to be traveling within yourself, where you're going to move from your house of desolation. That sounds so sad. And enter a palace of peace. Ooh, wow. I mean, your life could totally be poetry if you want it to be, allowing yourself to leave that house of desolation and move to your palace of peace. Now, I like to make this analogy of when your house is no longer something that suits you, your physical house. People usually begin to make the plans and preparations to move to a house that's more suitable, one that has more space, one that will provide you a feeling of wanting to do more, be better, all these, beautiful things. When you move, if your first house was haunted, do those ghosts go with you? So we're often haunted by our past. We're often haunted by the ways in which we believe, or other people have convinced us to believe, we have failed. No such thing as failure. Everything is either a stepping stone or a pebble that leads to another stepping stone to get you further and further on your spiritual journey. So if the house you occupy now within your mind haunts you because of your past, then move. Move to a different place within yourself. Move to a place where you can hold space for hope, hold space for this growing knowing that you really are limitless. You really are capable, and you really are loved. Oftentimes, when we believe the lie that we're not worthy of love, that people could never love us, these are lies that are often told to you in childhood. Either full-on words are used or through their actions, okay, through their absence. And if you believe that, if you really, really believe that, which is common, as you grow older, you begin to behave in such a way that's unlovable. That doesn't make you unlovable. The behaviors are hard to love. You aren't. And so long as you continue to identify as those behaviors, it will be difficult for other people to understand, accept, tolerate you. But as you let that go, as you stop participating in those behaviors, you'll be seen in a different way, in a more truthful way, a way where you are lovable. And people won't just tolerate you, they'll celebrate you. So card number 20, higher ground. Maybe that's where you're moving to. A higher level of dimensional consciousness. One where you can actually understand that you've just been going through a process. You are not the process. The process is happening for you, with you, as well as to you. It's time to stop identifying yourself as your wound. When people identify as their wound, those who come to you and have the ability to help you heal that wound suddenly become a threat. Because if you are your wound, if that's your identity and the wound is healed, it no longer exists. You cease to exist. I don't understand why people don't want to heal. Why would they? Because they've identified as their wound. They've been hurting for so long, that's all they know at this point. They believe it's them. And if that's something that you can't quite wrap your mind around, you probably shouldn't be trying to save the person. A lot of us, especially Pisceans, we go through these stages of wanting to save people, looking for people to save. Why is that? Because we don't want to face the fact that we need to save ourselves from our own misery, our own pain, our own cognitive dissonance with our life. That's some crazy shit. It really, really is. And I can say that because that's something that I've experienced myself. And looking back, it's like, damn, I was just so hell-bent on avoidance. I didn't want to address what was actually going on with me. Instead, I was looking for everybody who represented the things that I needed to fix within myself. Not fix because I'm broken. Fix because it was misaligned. And it created distortions. We are not broken people. I don't care what you've been through. You are not broken. You can become wounded, but wounds eventually heal. So long as they aren't covered and hidden away, if they're tended to, your wounds will heal. That's a given. That's a given. If you allow yourself to really think about all the different types of wounds, well, Emmie, what about the MRSA? MRSA. Sprinkle some grapefruit seed extract on that and say a little prayer. It'll heal. It'll heal. Okay, maybe it's not that simple. If you have to cut it out and give yourself the opportunity to heal. If your relationship, doesn't matter who it is, if it's toxic, if it's rotting you from the inside out, Some relationships, some connections are so toxic, they're necrotic. They eat away at the flesh of your soul. Cut it out. Stop being so loyal to a potentiality that you have no power to force to come to fruition. You don't have that kind of power unless it's your potentiality you're talking about. And that's probably the biggest problem that we face. We allow ourselves to create and maintain a loyalty to a potentiality that only we are aware of. If the other person does not want to believe in their potentiality, it really doesn't matter how accurate your ability to sense, feel, see is. Their truth is theirs. And as long as they refuse to accept their potentiality as a part of their truth, it's not coming forward. This is the very reason why so many of us stay in relationships that are so far beyond toxic. It's a potentiality. We're not in love with the person. Let's be honest here. We're in love with what the person represents. An opportunity to practice healing the self by trying to heal someone else. But they're such a good person inside. Saying this with a fat lip and a black eye. I'm sure they are, but right now they're not choosing to be. So you need to think about what your needs are. You need to think about what your needs are and whether you should stay or go. That's just the bottom line. I'm sure everyone deep down inside themselves is a good person. We are born intrinsically good. But many of us choose to identify as the wounds we suffer from childhood, amplified by the disappointments and failures, abandonments, rejection, all of this in young adulthood. And if you identify with it long enough, that creates a very painful reality. Very, very painful reality. So let's see. The next stack. Oh, here it is. So this is really, really. So the first card was Make Peace with Your Past. The next deck, card number 27, Resilience, Burn Away the Past. Make peace with it before you burn it away. This is a very, very specific message. If you are sick and tired of having to stand, you don't have the legs to continue standing and facing life because it's so hard, and many of us feel this. If you don't have it in you to continue standing and fighting life, have a seat and burn away the parts of you that are resisting the change. Perfectly logical to me. If you feel like you can't stand anymore, have a seat. You're still going to have to process life. You're still going to have to address what's been burning you from the inside out and allow it to burn whatever toxicity that's a result of that internal circumstance. A lot of our external is a result of something internal. We are projectors, every single last one of us. I mean, look at how we humanize animals. I mean, I'm really into animals. Don't get me wrong. I'm really into animals. I think I need another dog. Another cat.
What'd you say?
Stay on your side of the deck, bro. That's my husband. He said, what'd you say? Stay on your side of the deck. But the thing is, like, we project externally all these things that we refuse to acknowledge internally. Like, there's times where I don't know where the hell my husband's mind is, but he looks at Joy and he's like, look at her. What do you say about her? What do you say about her? He always has a critique. I'm like, leave her alone. She's just chilling. She's like, she's just chilling. Leave her alone. But the thing is, I keep telling him, like, she doesn't even feel like that. She doesn't have this thing that you think she has going on within her. She's just reacting to your energy. And that's what needs to happen. We need to react to our own energy instead of just being so reactive to other people's. What does your energy tell other people? Have you stopped and thought about it? Does your energy tell other people they are safe? Does your energy tell other people that you're here to listen? That they don't have to put up a front. They don't have to impress you. They don't have to put on a show. They don't need to be this character that you need in the movie that is your life. My hair is extra today. I don't know why people think they can treat me this way. Well, you want me to tell you why? I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying this is part of the process that led to what you didn't want. And if you can understand and take accountability for your part in what was co-created that made you upset, that you didn't like, then you can understand the truth of your power. If I consistently choose A, door number 1 opens, and I have to deal with whatever's behind that door. If I choose B, door number 2 opens, and I have to deal with whatever's behind that door. So then you get to a point where, okay, why do I keep choosing door A? That's a really effed off door. You see where I'm going with this? Accountability is so important, not because you need to blame yourself for things, but because you need to understand the power you have at manifesting and guiding your own life. You okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Do you need a jacket?
Hauntings.
My marketing director is here.
Hi.
Hey. So you just have to really think about that, okay? Do you take accountability for the things you co-create? So let me be very real here. Let's talk about my stalker. I take accountability in the way I co-created that because I allowed them to believe they can connect with me at a level that's not appropriate. Okay? I'm not talking about like the simple, like, ooh, yeah, oh, you're cute. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I allowed them to feel safer than probably they've ever felt safe in their life. I've allowed them to feel around me more accepted than they probably felt their entire life. And I knew where that was heading. And I was like, no, don't be that way. Well, I tell you guys, every single time I tell myself, don't be that way, don't be mean, it gets effed off every single time. I do not listen to my intuition. Some really effed off stuff happens. So what happened? The very probably last communication. What's up? The last communication, they asked me, so, like, do you connect with a lot of people on this level? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. A lot. A lot of people connect with me on what they feel is a deep level. That's not a lie. It's the truth. And I thought that was enough to clarify, like, wherever you're going with this question, don't go there. I'm not going to be able to be nice at that point. And, I probably should have been more blunt. Like, hi, you make me uncomfortable at this point. You've been making me uncomfortable at this point. Not just at this point, for several months. You've been making me very uncomfortable. And I've just tried to be very patient. That's the thing. Why do we do that? Where we make excuses for people? Why do we do that? Daddy, do you remember how, like, we'd get woken up at 2 or 3 in the morning to, like, a barrage of messages from that person? And then I would say, he would be like, what? What are you doing? Sorry. He's trying to be a ninja. No, dude. So one morning we woke up, like, and it must have been like 30 notifications. No joke, no exaggeration. And my husband's over here like, what the fuck is this? The fuck is this? And I was like, he has no friends. Just let him vent and we don't have to answer it. I should have been at that point. I should have been like, you are so effing out of line. You are so out of line. But no, I chose I chose to allow that to get to a place of elevated toxicity. And now this motherfucker's like a hemorrhoid. Baby, do you know what a hemorrhoid is? I'm glad. So what was that about? I allowed that to get that far, knowing the level of toxicity that was already present. I allowed that to get that. Am I responsible for their delusional insanity? No. But I'm responsible for my part in allowing that insanity to get that far with me. Okay? You have to take accountability for the things you decide to do or not do, because every decision, every lack of action has a very real consequence. It has a very, very real consequence. Extreme analogy. You're having serious chest pains. You probably feel like you're having a heart attack. Do you go to the hospital? No, I'll wait it out. Next thing you know, you have a heart attack completely and you die. And what happens? You wake up on the other, but I didn't do anything. I laid down in bed. Yeah, that's why you're now on the other side. Had you chosen to go to the hospital where you could have gotten the support that you needed, the interventions that you needed, it wouldn't have gotten to that point. You wouldn't have crossed the threshold of no return. If you apply this to your relationships, if you apply this to your life, had you spoken up, had you taken action and gotten the support, the intervention that you needed, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. Whatever point it is that you've gotten to where now you're very unhappy with your life. Now you feel very lost. Now you feel like you have to hear someone outside of yourself to understand yourself. That's not a bad place to be, but we have to recognize where we're at. You have to recognize where, I've so completely lost the sense of who I am, and now I don't know. That's actually a place of power, if you recognize it to be. That's the key component to the power part. You have to recognize it as a place of power. Because if you don't, then it's not a powerful place. It's just another place of being lost. It's just another effed up circumstance in your life. I don't have effed up circumstance in my life. You know why? Because every circumstance leads to higher levels of understanding myself, my life, and my purpose. Yeah, I might struggle. Yes, it might be painful, but all of that grows me. It grows me. Do I get tired of the cycles? Do I get tired of the lessons? Do I get tired of the struggle? Absolutely. Will I allow myself to stay there in that place of I'm sick of this? Absolutely not. Everything will grow me as soon as I allow it. And you guys have to say that to yourself a few times. Everything will grow me as soon as I allow it. And sometimes you have to be okay with the process it takes to get to that allowing point. So, Ace of Summer, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship. Or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. The beginning of a new intimate relationship. What if that intimate relationship is with yourself? What if it's with yourself? What if, this is a total aha, what if you allow, bruh, can you sing over there by Daddy? Because I can hear you. And I have a squirrel brain. I love you too. Okay. What if we reckon, this is just so squirrely this morning. What if, just focus. Don't let anything distract you. Focus. It's just some shit, you guys. You guys. He's literally behind me. Oh my God, cover your face, baby. Cover Cover your face. Go to daddy. Go to daddy. Go to daddy. Go to daddy. Yeah, this is some potent shit. This got to be a potent as fuck message for this to go that far. Did Senor not see me? Did he not see me? I think he looked at me, right? And he was mad at me?
I can.
Woosah! Woosah! Okay. I think our kids are going to need to wake up earlier so I can use that office to live stream. You're okay. Speak the word of God. Speak the word of God to these lovely people. So, can we know his schedule? I'm gonna leave a note. Look here, motherfucker. Okay, let me just, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm just so sour right now. Throw it away. Okay, we're good now. So, Ace of Summer, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. I'm wondering, what if we need to recognize that a healthy relationship is being with someone who can bring out the goodness in you? Can you ask him for his business card? I need to speak to... Fuck it. Devil's one right now. I don't even remember what the fuck the message was. Transformation, ideal course of action. The ideal course of action is your transformation, okay? You have to allow your transformation to occur. It's guiding you to the places within yourself that need the most attention right now. And it doesn't necessarily need the most attention because it's the most broken. Sometimes the parts of you that need the most attention are the parts that carry the deepest truths. And these are truths that are trying to rise to the surface. But, yeah, okay, he's doing his job. So are assassins, sir. He just assassinated this message of divinity. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I turn around with my cover on. Okay, focus, focus. It's almost done. We got to change IV bags. We got to get the day started. Card number 36, Witch. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. So, it's true. It's true. This magical thing exists within you. These are things that divinity, God, whatever you want to call this divine essence, it's gifted you with this. It's been with you since you were born. Actually, since before you were born. It's been with you. Your life is perfectly designed. You, all your characteristics, all the details you will experience, it, the circumstance, all of that. That is all so beautifully designed. So it's within you. Life is about the process of allowing that divinity out so that you can better serve humanity, serve yourself. If you think that service to humanity has nothing to do with you, newsflash, you're a part of humanity. Your growth, your personal growth, your personal journey to loving yourself is part of what saves humanity from itself. allowing people to witness your personal journey of self-love, self-realization, self-actualization, this reconnection on a conscious level with divinity. Subconsciously, unconsciously, you're already connected to God. You're already connected to divinity. You always have been. And it's the very distractions that have kept you from realizing this. Ooh, Michael says, Archangel Michael, he says, sometimes the distractions are allowed so you can understand you're being distracted and refocus. Shift your focus and really, really recommit to yourself, your purpose, your journey. That's deep. Card number 34, illusions. So much illusion. So much. Do you do things because you love someone? What is it that you're doing to show your love? Is love a feeling or is love an action? Is it loving to try and tell someone what to do? Is it? Well, but I don't want them to hurt themselves. So, I can't let them do this. I love them. Or is that a codependency? So I'm helping my brother with all of his stuff. I have to make sure that he consumes no more than 2 liters of fluid, even in soups and all of that, a day. He has to stay under 2,000 milligrams. You know how fucking hard that is. One slice of sandwich meat is like 600 milligrams. Okay, so I have to track all of that. And salt is very addictive. So you get a little bit of salt, you want it again. And now it's the reality of, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that. And you become rebellious to this because it's like these limitations. It's not fair. And instead of telling him who I love deeply, like, don't eat that. I don't know if you want to do that. Thank you, Oracle. So yeah, I can't tell you what to do, but that might mess you up. I don't know if you should do that. And that's how you love someone. If you want to help guide someone, if you want to point out the ways in which they might make a misstep that will lead to struggle, gently remind, like, oh, did you check the label? Is that okay? Instead of telling them what to do. You have to always honor someone's sovereignty. They have the right to choose for themselves. Okay? 4 of Winter. Set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation. The need for more sleep or a vacation. Ooh, this is a powerful picture. It's like you're being asked to sleep within the core of your being. When you do that, regardless of how wintry, icy it is in your environment, you're snug as a bug in a rug. You're safe. You're sheltered. It's time to retreat back into our core if we're too overwhelmed with life. And this is not a permanent retreat. This is a pause. It's a break. It's to create stillness around you so you can begin to see with clarity your reflection. How are you being reflected outside of yourself? Thank you, Germanica. If the water is consistently moving, it doesn't create a stillness that allows you to see your reflection. So if you're constantly busy, constantly going, I hear that's a form of avoidance. I don't know if you know that. That's what I hear. It's a way for you to avoid facing the reality of who you are, where you are in your life, where you are in your journey. And avoiding is never, ever going to serve you long term. Sometimes when you avoid, it gives you a break from seeing and dealing with things that are just so overwhelming and depleting. Yeah, take a short break. Allow yourself to recharge. Allow yourself to replenish all the places within you that have felt depleted. But you can't stay there. You can't run away from your life. That's like you're trying to run away from your home, but your home is an RV, and so that's what you're driving. It goes with you. You know, okay, so RV is a perfect analogy because when you go potty in the RV, that's stank. If you go in the holding tank, it's going to smell pretty ripe on a warm day. If you don't put the proper supportive chemicals in there, you're going to be real ripe. Can you run away from that? Can you drive away from that smell? I mean, regardless of where you drive, that smell's going to follow you. You have to clear out the old. You have to cleanse that space, probably with some sage too. Ooh. Card number 33. Be gentle with yourself. As I saw this, the reason I said, ooh, Michael says the hallmark of an ascended master is their level of gentleness with the self and the soul. You want to be an ascended master? Learn how to be gentle. Learn how to be patient, not just with other people, but with yourself. It can be easy to be patient and gentle with other people. Patient and gentle with the self, that's hard. That's very, very hard. You want to master your life? You want to overcome all of your struggles? Learn patience and gentleness with the self. And that has a potentiality all on its own to solve all of your problems. 57% at 857, 89, 30, 41, 19. All right, I'm out of cards. I'm out of cards. I also got to change IV bags. Oh, yeah. Okay. He wants me to pull a couple. A couple? How many? Single digit numbers. How many? 3?
1.
Just one card?
2, 3, 4.
4 cards?
Yeah, just 4.
4, okay. He got you guys 4 more cards. Why did I look down? All right. Okay. You said 4? All right. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So the Tower in reverse, continued oppression, living in a rut, entrapment in an unhappy situation. This is calling you out. This is calling you out, where you turn yourself upside down just to continue to accommodate old toxicity. You continue to do that. You continue to be oppressed. You are not just shackled, okay? You are the shackle and the key. Use yourself to free yourself from your own constrictions, your own limitations, your own internal enslavement. You are the shackle as well as the key. Use yourself to free yourself. No! All right. It's fine. Did you see me ninja that? Say it. Mommy's a ninja.
Mommy's a ninja.
I love you.
How you do?
That was funny, huh? Okay. 7 of Cups in reverse, desire, determination, willpower, a goal nearly attained, intelligent choice. So you pair these two together. It's a message. You can do this. You can figure out how to use yourself to free yourself. You can totally shift what you choose to participate in. If the emotional and mental constructs that you currently have applied to your life are causing you to feel further oppressed, further enslaved, further unhappy with yourself and your soul, then maybe you should start to take that construct apart. Maybe you should just allow yourself to really, really be present and aware of what you're allowing yourself to participate in. All right, Queen of Cups. A warm-hearted and fair person, beloved and adored, good friend and mother, devoted wife, practical, honest, loving, and intelligent, gift of vision. So this is basically describing Pisces, especially with that gift of vision at the end. Gift of vision. That means when you see the truth of someone, stop blinding yourself with a lie of potentiality. When you see the truth of who someone is in that moment, who they currently are, if it's hurtful or harmful to you, stop lying to yourself using the excuse of potentiality. People are who they are. You cannot force them to be who you want them to be. You cannot force them to be who you believe they should be. That's an attempt at domination. That is not love. For those of you who stay because I love them, but I love them. I love them. Yeah, you love the challenge of turning them into who you believe they should be. And it doesn't matter if you believe they should be a good person. You're attempting to dominate them. That's not love. That's manipulation. That's expectation. That's conditional. It doesn't make you a bad person if you don't know this yet. But now you know. You need to begin shifting the way you choose for yourself. And it's not for me to decide how you're supposed to choose, what you're supposed to choose. It's for me to encourage you to have the courage to begin exploring what your choices are and the potential result of those choices. So, Six of Wands. Six of Wands. Conquest, triumph, good news, advancement, expectation, desires, result, realized as a result of effort. Sometimes when you hold space for people to just be who they are, with that type of unconditional love, they eventually choose to be their best self. Not because you told them to, not because you expected them to, but because you created such a safe space that they can now allow their true self to rise forward. And that's how you help someone to grow. He's playing the drums. It's time to go.
Bye.
Bye. Anything you want to say?
Hit that bell and subscribe and, get the merch and leave a comment below.
Hit that bell,
And
subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and get that merch.
And also hit that bell.
Hit that bell, but hitting is kind of silent. Can we just tap it?
Yeah,
Left tap?
Tap it.
Just tap it. We gotta go, guys. Bye.